Hello guys, welcome back to another What If video. Today I will actually be making What If Asta Had Full Counter Part 1 Remake. I know people actually enjoyed my first part, but I didn't really enjoy it because I made it harder for me to make a new part of it, so I needed to change a lot of it and do a remake. And also thought that I need to do something special about this remake now. I can't just do like a remake redo of it the exact same part. I need to change stuff. As then I thought came up with the why not make it a lot more darker since Asta will be half demon in this and half god. So yes, um, as he will be born with the no, as we will begin in Britannia, like the Seven Deadly Sins kingdom there. I won't tell how many years before canon this is because it will destroy the plot. As now Asta was born, as Elizabeth and Meliodas would say, little Asta, hope you grow strong like me, said Meliodas, and Elizabeth said, I hope he doesn't grow as short as your father, though. As Mel would say, what? She said, yes, at least be as tall as me, she said, and all that. As then we asked him to open his eyes for the first time. No, it would be like 2 months later. Asta would have cried and just slept on all that, ate something, and yeah. And then he would open his eyes for the first time, as Elizabeth called Meliodas, say, Meliodas, he's about to open his eyes now. As Meliodas directly just runs, as they, okay, let's see them. As they thought, which eyes will I inherit, your eyes or my eyes? And she said, I don't know. As when Asta opened his eyes, they will see one demon eye and one god eye. As they wondered, what? Then Asta would just blink and turn like. I said that he used his magic then, as he won't be able to like control. He will be born with those eyes and all that. So yeah. As let's say that there, as you see in this picture, Meliodas' right eye is the demon eye. But to make it even scarier, Asta will have his god eye there. No, he will have his god eye on his left side and his demon eye on the right side. As they wonder, why does he have normal eyes and why does he have our magical eyes? As Miller said, maybe he is using his magic now without him knowing, maybe? The Shiv said, maybe it is so. As they wonder why it was so. And Asta will actually inherit a curse, but I don't really know what Asta will get a curse, but I don't know yet what curse to give him. As yeah, as now Asta is 1 year old, he just likes to crawl around on the floor, and so as Elizabeth enjoyed like just following him around, seeing what he does. Everyone just when Asta one time was walked out of the castle, as Elizabeth was about to catch him, Asta just dodged it quickly as the red coat right, continues to crawl on the ground. Elizabeth said, "Stop it, Asta." Asta looked at her and said, looked at Lexing. Why? As Shura saw that, as he said, why, with his eyes? Even though they were god and demon eyes. And yes, I will make Asta keep those eyes. At least for now, until he can control his magic. As he will have like the same haircut as Meliodas actually. But he will have the hair color of Elizabeth. So yes, I will make that happen. As now Asta is crawling on the ground, everyone see that the queen was just chasing around after baby, as she would still try to capture Asta. Asta kept dodging. The royal guards just followed them as well to make sure that nothing happened to the prince. As everyone is say, wow, the prince is fast if he's able to dodge the queen. Not even Meliodas can do that. Not even the king can dodge her slap her. Ask them to say, well, maybe he does it on purpose because if you remember how fast he was then, then they would remember how fast Meliodas was then and say, yeah. And then, what is it now? What is it now? Must was then stop and just kind of roll around in the grass near a tree. As Meliodas would catch up to them and say, "Oh, so there you are." She said, "Yes, he crawled out of the castle now." As Ostvis fell asleep near the tree, as to say, "He's kind of cute now, ain't he?" As Meliodas said, "Yep, he is." Then he started to touching Elizabeth on her breast and all that, just like the pervert he is. As the years went by, Ost was now 3 years old, but he still would have grown a bit because he will inherit the a kind of curse of Meliodas, but he will grow late. As yeah, he will start to grow not as late as as some other wives have talked about Meliodas being Asta being Meliodas' son, but he will still be late born, late growing start. As yeah, sorry for that. I don't know what to say for now. Asta then one day Asta just crawl out of the almost crawl out and down the like the uh, wall like that's protecting them. Oh god, I forgot what it is called in. He would walk almost crawl down from the castle gate as was almost down fell down. But when the guards would try to capture him, he just fell down to say, "Oh crap, the queen's gonna kill us." As let's say that Oz was 5 years, no 6 years old like in since he was born, but he still won't be like a baby. As everyone just wonder why. Then Asta then he was remembered Meliodas' curse. Maybe it has something to do with that or something. As when Asta was about to fall down, he somehow managed to get his angel wings. As half of them were white, as the rest were black. They were the white. Then it was called the Queen and the Meliodas to quickly come and get Asta. They said, "What is happening?" They said, "Your sorry, Majesty, we didn't have time to catch him before he crawled off the castle gate." Said, "It's fine," as she then took her angel wings to catch Asta. They said, "Whoa, you already got your wings, huh?" Asta was look at her and say, "Look at her." Kind of like, huh? Then when he sees wings, say, kind of be like in, say, "Oh, cool." As then the wings just got into his back and again I immediately fell asleep. Years went by. Asta is now 15 but still a baby. So but why does it still? How long will it take? Melody said, "I don't know. Maybe a couple of centuries before it started growing." They said, "Well, damn that." So now, this will be like a pretty dark turn soon. I'll just say that. As now Ost was 16 actually, and so as now the dark turns begins. Since the Demon King has already been killed, if you have read the manga in Seven Deadly Sins and all that, something else will happen. As Meliodas is now the real Demon King or something, the new Demon King, but he's still the king of the Leones, actually, and so Cedrus will be the Demon King. As yeah, some demons didn't like Cedrus or Asta because they consider them as no or Meliodas because they consider them as traitors. As one day they just ignore what is now Cedrus' order and so went to attack the Leones, the capital of that. As now for like the as Asta, Meliodas and Elizabeth just looked at this and Miller said, I will go. She said, but what about Asta? He said, well, you can protect him, right? He said, be careful, Asta. He said, left say, of course I am. And this is where the dark begins. The dark rises. As for, yeah, Asta goes and no, why I'm so used to seeing Asta, but Melos directly goes to them, says, why are you here? Said, you and that sailor says, traitors of the demon race. As Melos say, you are the one that betrayed our orders, huh? We are the rightful rulers of the demon king, as the demon kings. Says we are the previous demon king's sons. So we have all rights to rule you, and you'll have no right to betray us. The stand demon say, huh? No right, huh? It's you and that Cyrus that doesn't have any right. You betrayed the demon king, the previous demon king, to kill him. Milo say, well, of course I want to beat him. Of course. Because he tried to kill us all. Even the demons as well. The demon said, enough. He would never kill us. As Milo said, we are just lost 20 years to cut the demon in half. As more demons would arrive, he said, oh, this will be a pain in the butt. Then he uses his, kind of like, what is it now? Who is it now? He uses his clones and just cut down everyone. As then the seven deadly, all seven deadly sins on the list, but it's just arrived there. As Miller said, what will they do? Go get Asta? She said, he's safe. He said, okay, but we're ready to, as she said to Oslo, said, if anything happens, Oslo, get Asta out of here, no matter what, and protect him. As the king said, yes, protect the prince. And in this, what if none of the other seven deadly sins would have kids? As now they said, protect the prince no matter what, Oslo. As Oslo said, Parker said, woof. Then it's kind of protected Asta. Asta thought it, Oslo did the funniest, crawled around there, all that, but it was kind of nice and all. As it Asta fell asleep on it. As Oslo still kept a vile eye on the fight as well as on Asta. As now we switch back to the seven deadly sins fight against the demons. As they keep coming, as Cerberus now arrives, say, what are you doing? He said to the demons, they said, you're a traitor. As well as that Melira said, we don't care about you. We will dispose of the seven that since then will come back for you. As I say, I order you to stand down. Then Melira said, it looks like it doesn't want to follow any of our orders. As Sarah said, damn it. Well, I can't fight him if I want to gain your trust again. Guess you have to do that now, huh, brother? Asta said, Miller said, of course. Oh, god damn it, I said Asta again. What the fuck is wrong with me? God, I need to start to do other anime what ifs soon. As I promised, I will try to do that later on. As yes, no, as I said it, almost said it again. Sarah was just went back and just watched get back to the demon realm. Then I talked to Gilda about everything, the situation. I said, damn it, I can't just do that because I'm the demon king. I wish I was Meliodas now. She said, I don't think you want to be Meliodas nowadays. Sarah said, why? Then Gilda just told him, but he was uncle now. Said, what? You mean that? Yes, about 16 years ago. Then Sarah said, but why isn't he the fate? Instead, she said, it seems that he inherited your brother's curse, or something similar, as he haven't grown a bit since he was born. Well, at least he grew like to the first month or something, so he could crawl, but he hasn't grown since. As Cedric say, okay, so wait, but why did it tell me? As then will understand why Medus didn't tell him at all. Because the demons would maybe find out about it someday or anything, because they might have overheard it. As now we switch back to like the first was seven dead sins and demons. Oh god, I twisted my phone, didn't I? Yep, I did. As now some of the sins say, damn it, wait, how are these demons so freakishly strong? Then an Indora would appear actually. And Smith say, damn it, not one of those again. Cedric seriously, I'm gonna step in now. As he went in and helped them save their sins as well. As Muna said, time to charge up that attack. Zelda said, time to do it. Cedric said, I don't know what it is, but I just hang on. As Mern just Godfrey just told him perfectly with her memory, like her ability to tell him about what they were planning to do. As they did say, we will send our strongest magic attacks at Asta, then he'll just full counter. He said, okay. Then he sends his strongest attack against Asta now, as well as the others. Then Asta clones himself and just full counter once, twice, and three times, and then one last a fourth time. As now he sends it right towards the Indora. As the demons would get eradicated as well, but first the Indora would actually endure it, and then just proceed to slice Gother and the Diane up in pieces. As to say, no, Gopher. Then we see Diane just falling down to the ground and say, King. As King say, Diane. And starts to say, you killed her. I will make you, you will pay. As then Meliodas would tell Oslo and say, get Asta out of here, now. And don't leave his side until I tell you to. As now King will start to scream and say, you'll pay for everything you did. As now he gets his full sprouted wings and his golden spear again, say, Spirit Spear, Chestifall, first form, true Chestifall. Dinosaur throws it at the Indara and said, he'll pay for it as his power levels kept rising because of his anger, madness, all that. As the Indara would sensitive and think like, crap, I won't able to survive too many hits of it. But luckily, she sent out some more. She was endured actually now. As they said, as how strong is she? That endure. Then I said, Miller said, damn it, I did thought I didn't never have to use it again, huh? As now, Cedric said, you're not planning on using on. Asta said, guess I have to. As this will actually kill Meliodas, but it will also kill Endura. As Cedric said, but brother, I can't, as Asta said. Don't worry, I'll just be reborn again. I still have that curse that I got from the goddess clan leader, whatever her name is or something. But he said, are you sure it will work with this spell? You have never tried it before. I said, I'm sure of it. As now Asta would just, oh god, I keep saying Asta. Meliodas said, time to do it. Asta then said, sacred treasure, revenge. Asterius stabs himself in all 7 hearts, and then he stabs himself. Act like he stabbed himself, and then points the spike on the edge of the blade right onto the Endura and said, "Revenge." As then the punch he did land on his stomach would just disappear, and then we see a big growing a fist punch on the Endura as the Endura was knocked down. Then everyone says Endura end up killing it, but their magic was still drained. So let's say that Cedrus won't die, but almost everyone else would die. As Elizabeth say, Meliodas, are you okay? As Meliodas smiled say, looks like we killed it as Osmond's face away. As Sarah say, brother! No! As Elizabeth started crying say, oh, uh, Meliodas, no. As King with the citizens stop his rampage Captain. All the 7 days okay, I don't know. Okay, this is getting cheesy now. All the 7 days since we just paid our respect to Asta, no Meliodas said, and then just say that everybody press big F and say rest in peace Meliodas in chat now. Now we got out of the way so it won't be that cheesy anymore. They would say, then King would say, Diane. And then he just passes out. They thought he passed out, but he would just straight up die because of all this anger and depression. He thought that can't live without her. They say, what the, what, how, why did he end up dying? As Merlin say, I don't know why. But as last effort, as now the Eskimos start to disappear, Eskimos say, Merlin, I never got to tell you about as Hura start figure say, Merlin say, I know. As then straight up was got to, her Eskimos kissed him. As he was a smile say, so you knew all along, huh? Guess you were the one to decide that. About a kiss. As then he was fade away. Mother would start to cry now, said, no, Escanor! As the other 7 the scenes would start to disappear. Except for like Bond because he was immortal, Merlin because of her time medic, but no, because she could stop her time. At least as Elizabeth was about to disappear. As as a last chance to protect her, she took her neck like earring and said, sorry Elizabeth, but I have to trap you in that ball to save you. Said then Elizabeth said, at least send me to Asta, so I can be with my guard of my son in this crystal. As he was began to suck away, as Merlin said, of course, I will. She then like called for Oslo and said, Oslo, just open her mouth and give this to Asta. As Asta said, Wolf, and barked his head, and then Merlin just threw in the pen that she made quickly with Elizabeth's pen earring. As then she just threw in Lost Twin as well. I said, give this to us, let us leave this with us as well. I said, said Bark and us to answer as King would have said. As ever that sounded since except for Bond and Merlin would be still alive, as Gother would actually be dead as I said earlier, and yeah. Um this kinda still part zero, all that. This took a really dark turn. As murderers tell everyone that about what happened, as they always see the king dead, as does this murder said. Sorry to regretfully claim this, but your queen also died. She just disappeared. They will all be devastated as they realize that they had ruled for so long here, kept the kingdom safe. What should we do now? As Margaret and Ellie would just cry and say, "No, Elizabeth." Then murder say, "It's fine. She's." As Stanship has told me the secret. Just those two say about what she did as what Elizabeth requested and all that. To say, well, at least we know that we have that we are aunts now. She said yes. She would actually look sad, and they said, "Don't us?" They were asked why. She said, "Esken died, too." They all just hug her, say, "It's okay, it's okay, Merlin. We are here for you." Says you told us about Elizabeth, why is she happy? We need to come. We have to pay you now, and comfort you. I know you actually liked Esken a lot, but didn't want to show him that. As now, cut back to Baal as he goes to Fair King's Forest. As Theodas while carrying King, As let's say that he was able to get the end there as well, as he said. He called for Elaine and said, Elaine, I'm sorry. As he fell down to his knees, said, I'm sorry, I failed. I really failed this time. I messed up. I saw him to see, like, first Diane and say, Diane, no. Then she would say King as she was devastated, say, no, brother. Everyone else here said, what? That's not. As they were to sneak around, say, then they see two dead bodies and a man is on his knees, crying, and said, I'm not strong enough. I'm too bad at this. Then Lynn would say, as Tucker said, at least I didn't lose everything. At least I still have you. As she would say, how can you say that when your brother is dead? Then she said, I knew that my brother protected Asta, and that's enough for me. Cut down this, I made this a little bit too cheesy now. Cut down back to Asta and Oslo. As Oslo just take on Asta's pendant somehow around Asta's neck, and then have the lost one near him. As Asta didn't know what to do now. As Elaine called for Asta, said, Asta. She just opened a portal and said, Elaine was sticking out her head and said, oh, there you are, Asta. She felt that. Then Asta was barked at her and said, blah, blah, blah. Mother said that I had to stay with him all the time. As King always also told me that. Sorry, his last order. She don't understand and say, okay, but I will have to train him when he grows up. As Oslo will say, okay. As for how Asta will grow up, he will grow up in the harsh village actually. As he would just wake up, he would be brought to the church by Asta. Asta would stay with Asta. Asta would just sleep on Asta a lot, as Asta would hold the lost Wayne as well. Sorry for the noise, I just have something in my eye. Yeah, I got the eye thing out of my eye now. I don't know what was the something just making me get like tears in my eye because of the something scrap in my eye. As the next day, father was open the door, see that there were two babies there, but then he saw the cat dog. He thought the dog was dead, but first he stuck in Juro, and when he tried to grab Asta, the dog was to wake up, said, bark at him. Then the dog would just walk in there, protecting Asta a lot. So okay, maybe it's some guardian dog or something protecting this kid. Asta would now wake up. Asta would see this, hmm. Then he's kind of therefore say, oh, so he's finally awake now. Us then Asta was still protecting, but still he will let like kind of like the forest because he says that forest wanted to help him. He let the forest see his name and say, oh, your name's Asta, huh? Then we saw the pen and said, oh, so your parents left you something after all. As dog was kind of bark when he said it, and kind of like a sad tone, and kind of like mad as well. So that I said, oh, maybe something terrible must have happened. So dog said, not kind of bark and said, yes. As Elizabeth was still be like dormant in the eye ring. As let's say cut down to like flashback, as Martin said, but before you go in there, you will know that it will take some time before you can awaken and get out of it. So I said, okay. At least I will be able to hang out with Asta a lot. As for where Meliodas will be reborn or not, he won't be reborn kind of like the same way as in canon. No, what I'm saying in canon, he won't be reborn like in a real body. Because a story plot, everything like that. As Asta now would just talk to Asta would grow up as father would just raise him and a lot. As what is now? I don't know what it is. Oh, let's kind of pause this part now. Just go to this later on. As I need some times to figure the next part out. Yeah, now you see it's like 5 hours later. No, so I get some ideas to it. I think I left off where Asta was brought to the Asta had already been brought to the church by Oslo and all that. As now it would be some years. Because Asta now would be 6 years old. As the father would wonder why he never opened his eyes. Because Asta would have held his eyes closed all this time. He thought he may be blind, you see? Then we realized that Asta can find everything perfectly. As Asta had just learned to talk and all that. As no Asta would have learned to talk easily, as then he would start to grow rapidly. As one day he would already been as tall as Elizabeth. When let's say that he was that when he was 7, as or as father was thought that he was 7. But in reality he was 21. As now Asta would be like, yeah, he was 7, and this is the day when Jonas' pennant gets stolen. As Oslo just keeps an eye on Asta all the time. All that. As for the others, no. Yeah, Asta was 7, and say that he hadn't met Elaine or Bon, and actually he hadn't done that yet, because he will meet them eventually. As now though, Asta would have would run towards the drunk guy and just punch him. As the drunk guy would spat up and say, how can a kid be this strong? And Asta will actually be muscle training already. As Asta said, you give the pen back to my Joe now. As the drunk guy said, and how can you even hit me when you're busted up, when you're blind? As he thought that he was blind. In fact, he wasn't. I said, I'm not blind. I can just see without opening my eyes. Without opening my eyes, huh? Said the drunk guy. Well, you can see without your eyes. Guess I should just take them then. Then Austin say, oh, you really want to take my eyes? Good luck trying to. So now the drunk say, oh yeah, I'm gonna use my more on a kid. Now Austin got mad and he opened his eyes. As the drunk was back down and said, what the? As he saw Austin's god eye and his demon eye. Then also closed his eyes and said, see, I'm not blind. Stanius punches the guy and the guy just drops the pen and spats out more blood and runs away saying, you're way too strong, kid. I'm out of here. Stanius laughs about to say, weak. Such pathetic. Weak. Hold on a minute. Astes picked up Jonas' pendant and walked to Jonas and do you need help? He said, yes. As Asta still was kinda like having his eyes closed because he didn't want anyone to see them. Because he would have known that he wouldn't like to let's say that he have some one day open his eyes and so, but he had an instinct in him that not to use open his eyes until he gets his grimoire. Or something like that. As now Asta would screw up Jonas said, but what why did you open it? Can I see your eyes now? Asta said no. But why did you show that drunk guy? Asta said to prove that I'm not blind. As they spoke back to the village, and you know, they say that Asta actually showed his eyes for that drunk guy to intimidate him somehow. Not to just look at him and prove that he wasn't blind or anything. As then the father would say, okay. As he would kind of be surprised by it, but still not really. As for Asta, he would just go out every day to train his muscles in the under the demon skull. He would be really strong, since he was already basically strong. Born really strong since he was Meliodas' son. And that. As now we get back to when we skip ahead like to Asta is 12 years old. No, 10 years old actually. As we say Oslo, as he will learn the name from the dog because he somehow understood what it says. Instead he said, Oslo, open a portal. As he did, and then Oslo just say, okay, I know Oslo just open a portal. I said, oh, why is he opening a portal, huh? Then look, just stuck his head right into it and saw. Then he saw two people like a lion and a barn. I still would see that kid. I said, what the? I said, oh, I spotted. As he directly just tries to escape there, but one says, you're not going anywhere, kid. I said, I dropped my head, you freak. Release me. As one said, why would I do that? As then he saw Asta's pendant and all that. And then he said, where did you get this? I said, give it back to me. I got it from my parents. They said, what the? Is he really? Then the name said, what's your name? My name is Asta. They said, no way, they can't be, said Elaine. As Bond said, so say what? His name is Asta. Does that mean that he's? I said, just let me go already. Bond said, no way in hell. I just found you again. I'm your uncle. No way in hell I'm gonna let go of you. I said, let go of me. As now he would enter his demon form. Then he just actually uses his hands to grab Bond's hand that was holding his head. He just breaks it, then he just said, as I told you, let go of me. Then when he walked away so Bond couldn't capture him again, Bond would say, oh damn kid, you're definitely Meliodas. You must be his son. I said, Asta would say like, whose son and who the heck are you? Said, as I said, I'm your uncle. I said, so you're my uncle, huh? Then why the hell did you grab me by my head? As I said, to see if it really was you or not. I said, now give me my pendant back, said Asta. As he was still like kinda closing had his eyes closed, as Bond said, no I won't. I'm not sure if you are Meliodas' son if you still have your eyes closed, I said. So Meliodas is the name of my father, huh? Oh well, thank you for letting me know that, but now I will take my pendant back by force then. As Bond said, I would like you to try, but before he can't finish his sentence, Oscar ordered Blitz towards him, punched him right in the gut, took in his pendant and just jumped for the portal of Oslo because he would still have the portal up. As Lane would say, you overdid it this time, Bond. Now he won't trust us. Then she just walked through the portal, just talked to Asta. Asta would see her and say, what do you want? He said, I was ready to fight, as you said. I don't want to fight you, I said. Then what do you want? Here. She would say, I just want to talk, I said. And why should I believe you? She would say, I know you won't believe me, but I just want to talk with you. After all, you are Meliodas and Elizabeth's son, Asta said. So my father's name is really Meliodas, huh? Guess that Guess that other name must be my mother's. She said yes. I was not sure for that. Why doesn't he remember? Maybe it was because he didn't grow. Then she asked why he never opened his eyes. I said, I don't need to. I can see everything else. I can see you without it. I can see how you look. And you are just like me, but kind of still younger. So I would laugh say, yeah, well, yes, that's because I'm actually, but I'm still man in centuries. I'm just a couple of millennia older than you, Asta. Asta said, what? You're older than me? Then why does he look like a kid? Said, that's just how we fairies look. As now Bond would come through the portal, Asta would see that, wait, you freaking monsters, you see, you freaking monsters. Then we'll see that Asta's Bond's hand and his stomach would just be healed without any wounds. We said, you fucking monster. So he was kind of back a little bit. Away from Bond, I said, you're a monster. Bond said, hey kid, listen, I'm not a monster. It's my magic. I said, so that's your magic regeneration, huh? He said, the one of them. I said, impossible. You can only have one magic. As Lynn would explain that, actually, he has one magic, but he gained this attribute from the Tree of Life. I should kind of explain a short story about it. I said, what, so he's a thief or something? Yes, Elaine would say, basically, yes. But instead of stealing the fountain of youth, he stole my heart. Master said, huh, so he's the romantic type, huh? Oh well, guess I'll leave me all alone. As he walked away now, said, oh yeah, one thing, don't bother me again, said Asta as he straight left. Said himself, where are you going, Asta? Asta said, I never told you I only told you my name once. Why do you keep saying it like that? Should say, because I'm your aunt. Asta believed. I can sense that you're not lying, but I can't still believe it. You're my aunt? Then why did nobody come and get me all those years ago? Because you probably know Oslo as well. He has been here with me all the time. I should say, we wish we could, but we couldn't find you. As we wanted to take you and raise you. But then Meliodas has done your father's last. Us said, my father's last. That's me, that is. I say straight up walked away. As the lady realized what she said, crap, I just did, didn't I? Bond says, yep, you did. As then asked to just walk away, kind of crying because he just found out that his father is dead, and bet that his murderers are probably dead as well. As they didn't abandon him, they died. As Selva thought that looked at Oslo and said, you knew, didn't you? As Oslo did look at him sad and say, woof, woof. As he said, yes, I'm sorry. I said, it's okay. Oslo, you're my only friend here, except for you know. Then Elaine would just come up and kind of comfort him, like kind of hug and all that. As I said, thank you, Elaine, I think it was. She said, yes. I'm sorry, I was too. I said, it's okay. Now I at least know that they didn't abandon me here. She said, yes, they would never abandon you. They really love you. In fact, that was the last order they gave to Oslo, to never leave your side. To always protect you. I said, okay. Stand in line and say, hug and comfort him still. Then a Bond would come there. Also be suspicion that have sensing on him directly what he was doing. Then Asta said, I still don't trust you. Faith. As Bond said, Then Asta said something. Wait, that's Cornelius. Why does it seem so familiar? Since be acting like so familiar to me. It seems so familiar for me, as Asta said. As Bond said, Maybe it's because your father did it to me. Must said, so that means that you're an M, yeah. As he literally just draw his lost vein, because let's say that Asta had her lost vein. No, Asta said, Oslo. Instead, Oslo just opened a portal to where Asta's sword was, as Asta had access to it as he was allowed to use it sometimes. Steiner straw out lost when he said, guess I have to finish the job. Suddenly said, please, Asta, stop. It was a long time ago. I started to explain why he had that scar and all that. Darcy said, calm down. Okay, but I won't put my sword down. So your sword, said the Bone. You know that's your father's sword, Asta said. And I figured so, but it's still my sword since my dad is dead apparently. Bone said, I'm sorry kid, I actually am. He was a good friend of mine. He was actually my best friend. Asta said, I can sense that you're not lying, so I guess I can trust you now. Then Bone said, so why don't you open your eyes for me, kid? Asta said, I never opened my eyes. I've only done it once. It was by accident. Let's say that the time that he showed it for the drunk guy was by accident, actually. But that's the Bond said. So why did you do it? How did it happen as an accident? I said. The two carried away in a fight. So I got really pissed and opened my eyes. Then Bond said, so all I have to do to see your eyes is to piss you off. Ostard said, well, I'm more alert now, so when I get pissed off, I still won't open my eyes, huh? Bond said, well, looks like you figured out something else, huh? Guess I'll have to really be mucking you now to get your eyes on. As I said, I have my eyes completely controlled. Len would then ask kindly said, well, can you show me your eyes then? I said, I don't know if I should or not, as I've seen those. No, Asta said, I've seen my eyes for myself, but there's only one other person that did see them, and it was by accident then. I don't want to show anyone else my eyes because of how they are. As I know people will get intimidated and scared of me, just because of how my eyes look. One will be more interested to say, okay, so what does it look like? Asta said, if you promise not to tell anyone, I might show you. Slinder said, well, I promise that, but I can't promise that Bond probably can't. Because when he gets drunk, he will tell everyone like some shady shit. I said, guess I can only show you them, as you can't tell Bond either. Hey, Bond said, hey. I said, I can't trust you. Changed what she said. It's true, but it ain't it, Bond? Bond sighed said, yes, it is. Asta said, then, Asta said, fine, here we go then. As he straight up opened his eyes. I still didn't see the eyes until, what? I still didn't see how Asta's eye looked. And then I'm like, one is, no, Asta said, here we go. I will show you one of my eyes. The other one I can't show. But never again. So we showed that the god eye. They say like, no way, you have your mother's magic eye. Asta, what do you mean? Well, she had normal eyes just like us, but when she got mad and all that, when she used her magic, she would actually have a god eyes, that eye that you have. I said, okay, guess the other eye. Okay. But then he didn't tell them about that his other eye was bright, like purple. Spawn said, hey, why don't you show us your other eye? I said, I can't. I don't want to. Ellen said, it's okay, you can show it when you want to. Then Start said, so what you gonna do now? Adopt me or something? So yeah, yes, we will take you home and race you now. Master said, I don't know about that kind of racing, as you directly just pointed at Bond. But he said, I guess I can trust you, aunt. Should say, yes, us just hugged her. Guess we have to go to the orphanage to get me adopted already. So Dave said, yes. As Asta said, well, here we go then. As now Asta will get adopted by Elaine and Bond. Let's say that there will be a new Fairy King,
but it won't be anyone related to King or Elaine or anything. It will be a new one, as it won't be really relevant in it will be irrelevant in this story. So Asta wouldn't meet it or anything. Elaine would ask if it's okay if they just move to this place. The Falcon said, of course. As Elaine and Bond wouldn't have any children, as they said, we should just probably adopt him and stay with him here. I said, okay. As they was walked to the orphanage, Asta would explain everything that these were his aunt and uncle apparently. So, as father said, oh, so that's your uncle and aunt, As I said, yes, and they want to adopt me. As the father said, okay, here's the paperwork. As Elaine would just signed them easily and said, come on. Asta said, okay, bye. He said bye to you. It took time before he said bye to Yuno. He said, bye, Yuno. Yuno said, bye. You promise you will come visit, right? I said, of course, when I get the chance to. Then said, okay. Then Ellen said, okay, time to go, Asta. I said, okay. As first, they would actually go to the Fair King's Forest, as Asta would just meet some of the elves, the fairies. And lot as they would just talk to each other, as Asta would treat them. As Elaine would say bye to them, as she would explain that she had to live in the place where Asta is from. She raised him there. They say, okay, but you promise that you will come back sometime, right? Yes, Elaine said, of course I will. I promise you that. As Merlin would notice this, that Elaine was talking to them, and then she was go there, asked them to see her, since that she was about to arrive, as she was ready to fight. And right where Marlin would appear, Asta would have his sword already under her, like head, like no, around her neck. I said, "Take one step more, wizard, and I'll kill you." As Marlin said, "Calm down, Asta." I said, "So, who are you, and how do you know my name?" As said, "Oh, we think they sent Merlin." As Bond said, "Oh, it's you, Merlin." So, "Oh, hi, Bond." Then I said, "So who is she?" She said, "I'm kind of like your aunt. I was part of the group that your father was in." I said, "So you're my aunt too?" She said, "Yes, my name is Merlin." I said, "Hmm, Merlin, huh? Okay." So then I said, "I guess I could call you Aunt, Aunt Merlin, huh?" Then he straight up hugged her and said, "Guess I have another aunt." I said, I see Merlin just hugging back and said, "Yes, you have." Let's say that Arthur was with him too. That also says Arthur and said, "So guess that other guy that's with behind you is your father? No, like my uncle or something." Merlin said, kind of say, yeah, kind of." I said, "Oh yeah, so he's your significant other or something?" Merlin was get ready to say, right in the face, say, yeah, sure about it." As Bond say, "Oh, so you moved on to Arthur after." As I was about to say Esconnor, but then Merlin just looked at him, giving a death glare, said, "I can take your merit here, so don't you dare say that again." As now, as said, "Yes, that's my significant other." As Arthur said, "Yo," I said, sounds kind of childish." As Merlin asked, "Why does you never open your eyes?" I said. Asta would then open his left eye and say, "Because of how they look." Merlin would be taken back and say, "Wait, you have your..." Yes, Asta said, "Yes, I've been told so." Then was asked about the other eye. Asta said, "I can't show that. I really don't want to show that." As Merlin was figure out that he may have inherited Meliodas' eyes and doesn't want to show that eye. Maybe his powers will take control of him, or something less kind of like Meliodas and all that. Then Asta would say, "Oh well, looks like you figured it out." As he could sense that that she knew about his eyes. Then said, "Looks like you figured out, but please just don't tell anyone about it." She said, "Okay, I won't, because I'm your aunt." I said, "Good." Then said to offer, "So you're my uncle, huh? You look kind of young to be an uncle." He said, "Well, in fact, I'm actually older than you." I said, of course you are, but how much? He said, actually, I'm actually like 10 years older than you. I said, so that's still pretty young. You're 20? He said, no, actually, I'm actually 36. Asta said, what do you mean? How? That means that I'm 26, but that doesn't add up. That doesn't make any sense at all. Asta would say, oh, you find out, huh? I said, what about it? She said, well, you were a baby for 16 years due to your father's curse. I said, my dad's curse? As Marin realized that it's story time, said, yes, if you sit down, I will tell you everything. She would just tell her about she would just told him about the story about Asta's curse and all that. No, Meliodas' curse. So Asta said, so that's why I couldn't grow for, so I didn't grow for 16 years, huh? She said, yes, you didn't. I said, well, now it explains a lot of things, but that doesn't explain why I haven't gotten a grimoire yet. As let's say that the grimoires would start to appear like some years off before Asta appeared, as the ones that already got some high magic wouldn't. Seven Deadly Sins universe wouldn't get the grimoires yet, but then your bottom said, yeah, it might be because yeah, it might be because that you are like had some grow problems that you needed to grow before you could get the grimoire. I said, oh, makes sense. Well, let us now Asta just grow. Asta would say, oh well. As Merlin said, well, you have your mother's haircut, but your father's haircut. I said, huh. As Merlin would ask him if he had ever cut his hair, he said no. Then he just kind of get uncomfortable. Said, Elaine, and Aunt Elaine said, yes, what is Asta? Can we go now? I'm getting kind of uncomfortable. I don't know what to talk about. As Merlin said, well, I should be going now. I just wanted to say hi. I said, bye, Aunt. Then I said bye to Arthur. I said, bye, Arthur. I said, bye, Asta. Asta would say, no, as Arthur wouldn't be as 10 years older than Asta. He would be like 20, so he'd be like, yeah, so yeah. As now, let us go back there. Let's say that builds a house near the demons. No, they would build a house like on the other side of the kingdom, near the Heart Kingdom, probably. Aslands felt that there was something in the Heart Kingdom that was similar to, sounds so familiar. And let's say that the elves is actually a descendants of hybrids between elves and between fairies and the humans. As the fairies would have kind of pointed ear. No, as the pointed ears would be the result of the hybrids. Or no, not at all. They would, let's say that elves actually once lived in Britannia near the fairies. I showed this your the descendants of Philip there. Yes, I don't care if you haven't read the manga. It will be a spoiler alert. Yes, now fair warning. Probably the most of my words will have spoiler alert from the mangas. As Asta now would have been lived there for like 2 years. As Spawn would have started training him in combat and all that. I said, one day, Asta, you need to show you both your eyes. I said, I know. As Asta says, sometimes you say left eye. Yes, he preferred to not use it. As Spawn said, one day you might have to open your eyes, so you won't get blind. I said, I will never get blind. I assure that with my magic. He said, so what's your magic, kid? I said, I don't know what it's called, but it's kind of pure. It feels like so pure about it. I said, maybe it's a god magic then? I said, what do you mean, god magic? He then would have said, well, your mother's eyes is called god eyes. I said, I know that, but doesn't mean she really is a goddess or something? I still would just hear it say, yes, it's time we told you everything about your parents. I said, okay. As he sat down and listened to everything they said. Then Asta said, wait, so my dad's a demon? They'd say, yes, not just any demon, he's the prince. He's the actually the rightful owner of the throne of the demon king. So my dad was the king or something? He said, well, yes, but since he was the king of Kingdom Leonas as well, he left the throne to your uncle, Celeris. Asta said, so when will I get to meet Sellers? Sellers then up here and say, oh, so this is Asta, huh? Asta would say, oh, you must be Sellers, my uncle. As he said, yes, Asta. Sellers just walked to Asta and said, Asta, oh, you seem so you look so familiar, yet so still not. Why do I feel so then we really stuck, wait, why do I feel so nostalgic around you? As Lane would say, explain that, well, you maybe have seen us before, but your memories might have been locked away when you got teleported here as an orphan, a 16-year-old or a child, baby. I said, okay, so that explains why I feel so nostalgic around you. Then we see Gelda and say, so you must be aunt? I said, yes, my name's Gelda. As Sarah said, yeah, this is my wife, is Gelda. She's the queen of the vampires. As to say, vampires? It was kind of back down to say, oh, well, I guess they're not so scared after all. I just found out that I'm half god and half demon. As Sarah said, yes, you are actually the first one to ever be that. As I say, well, so some people just gotta be the first. Then Sarah say, so I guess that you're right, I guess. Asta would say, yes, I think it is. As Ceres would say, guess your right eye looks like this. As Ceres turned to his demon form, so as Asta would battle say, so he says, yes. As Ceres would the only one to hear this, as in God as well. As then Asta asks, please just keep it a secret until I'm ready to show them all my eyes. As Ceres say, of course, I will. I bet that your father wanted the same as well. Mustard said yes, he probably wanted my eyes to be hidden till I was ready. As then Elena Darius walked out and said so. Sellers turned back to his normal form. As for his eyes will look, I don't know yet. I will figure out something. Okay, I won't figure out anything for his eyes, so yes, I'll have to find a photo about it later. So now the others walk out to say, so, sirs, are you here to stay or something? He said, no, I'm just here to train Austin his demon powers. So Austin would now only use his left eye. I said, okay. As Sarah said, well, shall we begin? I said, of course. As the training will begin now, as I would release that Austin was given like natural for this. As then who said, turn to focus his demon at Ninja to like on his body. I said, okay, but why? He said, so you can get your demon forms. I said, okay. And so we get his first stage with that kind of mark that Miller's had in the season 1 of the 7 Dead Scenes when the Rust guy tried to kill him and tried to take this, like the sword he had like from him. As then Sellers would be proud and say, well, you're running fast, Asta. I said, really? As then just took away it, as Asta would still not open his eyes at all. Then he would say, well, it's time to see if you can learn the other ones. As it would take some time, like 3 months before he could, but then he will actually learn how to control it. As the Witch King just sensed his presence and all that, but he didn't want to go check it out yet. Since that they were immensely powerful, strong enough to even best him and his speed of time. Then also said, well, looks like. Then he said, well, it's time for the last one form, Asta. But in this form, you gotta be careful. I said, why? Because if you don't know how to control it, you will lose your control of your body. I said, okay. I said, kind of be scared, but it's from back a little bit. Said, oh, okay, I'll have to do it then. As then his focus is on his strength, as he right on his like when he moved the marks, he has power ups to his first stage, then his second stage, and all that is powered up, continue powering up. Then he has stopped powering up. and focused his mark to put it on the middle of his head and make it expand, as Tendis felt that the darkness just grow around him too, as he went into his assault mode. I said, this power feels so amazing, said Asta. I should kind of laugh about it a little bit, then we chuckle. Then Sarah said, good, so you have control now? I said, yes. Then, to his elder surprise, I said, well, since I'm half demon, half god, why shouldn't I try to fuse my powers? As I can try to use my pure power now. So then just uses pure power. As on his right side, he will get dark goddess wings, but on his left side, he will get white wings. As celebrates surprise and front back a little bit. No, okay, let's say on the right side, he will get like the demon colored fairy wings, the wings. Then on the left side, he will get those normal god wings. And yes, they will have like 2 wings on each side. And Story then just flies like, guess I get wings now, huh? Wait, those feels don't stand with me, but have we used them before? Said will say, wow, I'm really surprised that you already figured out how to fuse your powers. I said, I guess it comes natural when you're a hybrid like me. Sarah said, yes, you're a hybrid and special one. I said, why so? He said, well, it's because you're like the only one that will ever be able to exist. You'll be the only one to be a god and a demon at the same time. I said, okay. He didn't really want to talk about it so much as he thought Celeste didn't want to talk about it. Instead, Sarah said, well, I've trained you enough, as it was like 1 year, so Asta was 13 now. I said, already mastered his dark powers. I said, thank you, and called for training me. He said, no problem. And then Asta said, but what about this sword? I see you have a sword as well. And Sarah said, oh, guess I can be training you in swordsmanship as well. I said, yes, please. Then was Sanders about to leave, he just walked out of the portal again and started to train Asta in the sword. As Asta would just best him immediately, as Sanders would be Asta said, are you holding back? He said, no, I'm not. It seems that you inherited your father's sword capabilities, as he was the best swordman in the entire Britannia and the demon realm. I said, so Britannia is the place that I was in before? He looked at the lane, and Lane said, yes, it was. Asta said, okay. And then Sellers just continued training him and all that. Then Asta was one day, he didn't know what to do, so he just accidentally created clones of himself. As Sellers didn't realize that it was a clone he was fighting with, until it just disappeared. And then he had loud snoring as it was night and said, wait, so he created clones, wow. He just took a blanket and put it over Asta and sat down kind of smiling. Gallo said, looks like your nephew is pretty good at swordsmanship and all that. He's a natural. Servius Tiger and say, well, after all, he is my brother's son. Aswid woke up and said, what happened? And Sim said, well, seems like you found out your sword's secret power. I said, what? Oh, you mean that thing with my clones or something? I said, yes. I said, I just had some kind of weird thing. I didn't know what to do, so I just threw my hand over the sword, and then it just started to glow. I started a bit surprised, so wait, you didn't need to say anything? I said, no. Did my dad need to do that? He said, yes, he did. I said, okay, that's pretty weird. And Stan said, maybe I should train on my clones more. Stan immediately fell back asleep around the campfire. As Astrid asleep outside this night. As Linda would say, oh, guess Sellers will keep an eye on him. As Bond said, yeah, let's just him keep doing that. As now 6 months would have passed, Asta would be 13.5 years old. As he would know about the Magic Knights and said that I want to become the Wizard King. As they would have known already about it, as let's say that Sellers had left now. As Asta said, bye Sellers. Said bye, Asta. As he kind of smiled, and Geld would say, why do you never smile so much? As he would say, well, you know, you can't show emotions if you're a demon king. You know what happened those years ago. Asta would say, so it was the demons that betrayed you and my father. asked he would say. Said would say, what, did you hear that? I said, yes, I did. Said, I'm glad to know that at least what happened, who and who it was. At least I know that they must have been a hell of strong if they did manage to defeat us, my father. As I say, yes, they landed somehow a curse that would even this, that would kill him immediately. Asta said that. Wait, you said my curse had it. My father was cursed with eternal life, so how can he die? He said, well, if he dies here, we'll get reincarnated. Asta. Wait, so that means my father's reincarnated somewhere, right? Then Ruin is to say, yes, actually, as they were kind of excited, said, wait, my brother is dead. You never thought about this way. I said, what? You never thought about it? Really, it's so basically simple. If my dad is immortal and he gets killed, he must be reborn. As Bond said, wait, that kid is not wrong. As then when they explained that Melios would actually have died sometimes on purpose and just got reborn, I said, huh, okay. It's not us, but before 14, they were kind of waiting for Melios to kind of something just appear. Instead, Oswald felt a power inside of him, but he didn't really mind it, as he would have started to feel like Elizabeth's power, because she would start to awake from a dormant state. But she won't fall awake until Asta got his grimoire and all that. As when I got his grimoire, I can explain everything but why Emilius hasn't been reborn yet and got down to Asta. As Asta would be like, as now, skip ahead, Asta is now 15. He'll get his grimoire. As he went to the same tower as Juno, they haven't seen each other in a long time, since Asta was 7. So they wouldn't recognize each other. Asta wouldn't recognize Juno, but Juno would recognize Asta. As then we walked up to Asta and said, long time no see, Asta. Asta said, wait, who are you? Then she said, oh, it's you, Juno. Oh, long time no see. Yeah, and I said, I was worried there for a second that you would forgot that you had forgotten me. I said, ah, guess I was about to forget my rival, huh? And I said, yes, you probably were about to do that. Sorry about that. As then Yuna said, so, you have for Grimmer too? I said, yes. Then I will just be heading back home and train for until I get a big comedic night on a lot. He said, okay, so you're planning to become the Wizard King too? I said, oh, so you're planning to become the Wizard King as well? Guess we're rivals then. Yuna said, well, let's see if you can get a Grimoire. As Yuna smiled, I said, well, shot, I'll probably get 2 Grimoires. Yuna said, oh, really, are you so cocky? I said, of course. I'm not cocky if I can back it up with my power. As Yuna said, oh yeah, as then Yuna really stopped. Wait, Asta, your eye? I said, Asta would open his eyes and said, he wouldn't open his eyes, but Yuna said, wait, Asta, so you still don't use your eyes? Asta said, no, only my aunt and uncle have seen them, and all of my aunts and uncles would have seen them. Yuna said, so you have met your real family now? I said, yes. Yuna said, so why can't I see it? I said, I don't want to show you, I don't want to make you feel scared or anything. Sorry for that noise. Then Juno said, okay, guess I can let you be now, as the Grimoire ceremony will now begin. As a bright green light would descend on Juno, I said, huh, so you could afford it clever, huh? As for Asta, it would take some time, but then 2 Grimoires from the very top would appear. It would be one with light and like kind of pure white magic. I sort of thought it was something, but it was his god magic. Then the other one would be black and purple, as they would start to merge together now. As now Asta would get the orange, like kind of orange grim for leaf clover with the goddess sign in it. Asta would be like, huh, pretty cool, huh? It said, looks like I got a 4-leaf clover too, a rival. And not just that, I told you I will get 2 grimoires. Yuna said, but they merged together. I said, it's still 2 grimoires. You can't deny it. said, I guess you're right about it, that. Asta said, well, then guess I should be leaving now. Sis walked up to Lane and Bond said, shall we go now? They said, yes. Asta says, look, say bye, And this what if actually Yuno would be able to defeat the Chain Witch all alone? As Elaine and Bond and Asta would just leave to train now, as they would just leave to the Heart Kingdom's place where they actually were. Also be like, also they opened a portal, as went in there, also that, And she was trained for 6 months now with his uncle. As one day, before they, like a week before they should ask, 2 weeks before us would leave, he heard us say that the Heart Kingdom was born, and say, what is that? So we had asked his Elaine. Elaine said, oh, that's the other country. I said, okay. Me, okay, I just wonder what it was, because I've always seen that it's so steep around here. Then Elaine said, well, it's probably because that their medic defense. I said, okay. She wouldn't really care about that, and now it was time for Asta to leave for medic entrance exam. Selena and Bonnie said, good luck, we will be watching over from here. I said, okay. Then Cyrus and the others, Cyrus and Merlin and Arthur and all that would just kind of come up here like in like visions. They would say, we'll be watching from our places too. I said, good. Then Cyrus said, so better join a good squad and not the Black Bulls. I said, I was planning on joining the Black Bulls, but okay, since my uncle and my real uncle actually asked me to not join them, I guess I should be listening to him. He's the closest relative I actually have now. As Cersei smiled and said, yeah. As now Oswald went there immediately, he was flying on his angel wings, as he would just use his half of the wings. Guess Oswald would have learned how to, let's say that Elaine actually managed to somehow, since he knew Elizabeth very close, she taught Asta how to just create double wings, like two white wings on each side. So he would still have those angel wings, and then he would have his true wings. No, his fusion wings. Also, will be surprised, but so wait, this is my fusion wings. Oh, cool. And then I can get those white wings. After this, there's the white wings that fly there in really fast speed. As when he got there, he would see and knock him short. Said, "Oh, hi there, rival." As let's say, I don't know how tall Elizabeth is compared to Juno, but let's say for the story's sake, he's like up to his shoulder. As all girl will see Asta and be like, oh, he looks kind of strong and all that. As Asta wouldn't wear many clothes at all, so his chest will be visible. Because yes, he will still kind of wear a cape around himself or not. As said, oh, hey, there you are, Asta. Asta said, hey, yeah, what about it? As then you would ask, but why haven't you grown a bit? Asta, it's because of who I am. My mom was as tall as I was, apparently, so it's hard for me to grow taller than that. Plot twist, Asta won't grow any taller. Because yes, of how tall he is and that. Let's say that Asta had felt that power when he got his grandmother felt the power in his pen that just grows stronger as kind of being awakened now and move. But Elizabeth won't be able to talk to us, communicate with Asta yet. As now they just walk there, as they will see register as Yuna said, my name is Yuna from House Village. As then they will see for as then we'll see his grimoire as we are for flower. The guy wouldn't really mind to say, oh, for flower, okay, you can move on. Then I said, my name is Asta. I'm from I don't know what to call it. As then also said, my name is Asta would get the last name. I figure out the last name, and I know this is lame as shit, a lame as shit name, but it also would be called Asta Fairwing. Fairwing. He said, my name is Asta Fairwing. As the guy would say, okay. Grimoire, Asta to show him and said, oh, another four-leaf clover. As when Asta walked in there, as wait, I pushed away two four-leaf clover like was nothing. What the hell? Oh man, Asta and Sekiro realized that there were two. Both of them had like four-leaf clovers, and not just that, the last kid had actually a last name, so he must be a noble of some sort. But I would never heard of that lame ass name as called Fairy Maybe he said a novel after all, just have a last metal still. As Asta would now say, They walked in there. No anthematic birds was near Asta at all, not even Nero. She just stayed away, far away from Asta. As Asta would still have his eyes closed and all that, as he had when he got registered grimoire. People just see to say, why does he have his eyes closed? Asta was sensitive and say, he wouldn't say anything, as now he wanted to walk around a bit, as this time Yamwood was the one to walk into Asta. Asta said, excuse me, sir, but I think you walked into me. As Yamwood said, hey, kid, you want to die? Then we see that Asta was using his eyes, say, hey, kid, are you blind or something? I said, no, I'm not. I don't need to use my eyes to see. Yamwood said, what do you mean? I said, I can see you. You're a head and a half taller than me. You have black hair. You're smoking a cigarette. And you're well trained. Not just that. You're part of the Black Wolves, ain't you? Not just that, you're the captain as well. Is it Yami Sukihiro, I think? He'll say, good, you got your status, kid. I guess I'll let you go now. Asta said, well, you couldn't kill me anyway, as he just whispered that to himself. As Finner would be like, whoa, that kid. He knew about everything, but he'd never opened his eyes, huh? As Jan said, maybe it's something to do with smelling or something. But still, his key, it's off the charts. As he just said that Asta's key was immense. I said maybe his body is immense, but Asta is hiding it, maybe? He thought to himself, but yeah, probably that. As now, Asta just straight up was waited until the captain walked in. As all the captains walked in, and the arithmetic birds just left the area now. As though said, it's time for the medic entry exam to begin. Asta would say, As they hand out brooms, Asta said, no thanks. As he just sprouted his guard wings as he had white on both sides. As started to fly. We stood with his eyes closed, as they wonder, but why? How can he fly with Kratos' wings without his eyes closed as well? Without his eyes open or anything? They wonder, is he blind? Or what is some sort of condition so he can't open his eyes? Asta would hear say, well, I don't need to use my eyes to be able to see. I already know how all of you look. Just ask Yami there. As Yami would say, explain that he knew everything about me apparently and exactly how I look. And not just that, even though he never touched me, he could see that how buff I was. All that. That I was smoking, all that. But still, they'd be like, okay. Then I said, well, to begin with, the core peacock's captain is still sleeping. Figolion, you have red auras here. You're from the Vermilion family, I guess. You're the captain of the Crimson Lion Kings. You kinda have half slim body. You kinda say the same thing about Nocella, except for that he had silver hair and was captain of the Silver Eagles. Dennis looked at the Golden Dawn and said, you have a mask, because your face is something that you don't want to show us. I should have said that. Quietly, telepathically told him. I said, you have a mask on. As we forgot, William Wines would be surprised that he could telepathically talk to him. Then I said, I know why. Hey, I'm sorry for that. Then I said, well, as he would just tell every captain about how they look. As then I came to put up Scarface and say, you're looking kind of weird. Yeah, those scars on you. It's that if I have a feeling that if I got on your squad, you just wanted to slice me up. I still say, okay. This kid got a big mouth, huh? And then I said, well, let's get on to the with the ceremony, right? This, yes, of course. So we're still like kind of thrown back a bit of Asta's intelligence and how he just could see whether to open his eyes. Then as Asta didn't prefer to not to open his eyes, as then it was time for the marksmanship. Asta creates a, and what is it now? He creates a divine. He preferred to use his engine magic now to ace the test, as he used the arc just throw it against the wall, as they just disintegrated. All the targets disintegrated at the same time. Asta said, yeah, guess I got hit all of them already. As now it was the now it was the seed growing test. Asta would grow with a white glowing flower. They'd be surprised with this and say, wow, he's really strong as them. And with a knowledge test, also ace it, because he's a goddess and all that, and he's like very combat trained as well. It's not for the last test. It was the creation magic test. Ostheus creates a arc with a clone of himself inside of it. No, he would use his sword to secret treasure. He would just create an arc around him, so no one would see as there was a blinding light. Then instead, use his sword to create a clone of himself, as instead put his sword in his health. As yes, it won't be in his grimoire. Then says stops the arc as it just he crouches it to just disappear right along the clone. They would be surprised that Asta created a clone. Asta said, "This is my clone." As he told it telepathically to what do things as they jumped and all that. They'd be like, "Wow." Captain said, "I want him." Just so that kind of in their head said everyone just wanted him now. Then Asta just said, "Well, no." As he just took out the sword, just that disappeared. As he drove his hand like back from not from this from the handle to the point and edge, but he would just take it from the edge to the end as the handle, as they say. Well, so that's how he does it. Something with his sword. Also just puts it back in his health and all that. Then came for the selections. Everyone wanted Yuno, of course. Yuno used the Golden Dawn. As for Asta, everyone wants him. Then I thought that, no way I'm joining the Black Moles. They're the worst of the first. Yum said, well, of course you don't want Yunos. Then he said, I want you the Green Prime that's your way too. You just want to slice me up. Then I says, for the other 7 of you though. I said, I want you in the Blue Aquadiers. Your captain looks way too young and spaced out. As he was still kind of looking, still not open his eyes, then Asta said, guess I'll be joining the silver. No, actually, I don't know yet which squad he would choose, but I would actually want him to join another squad except for the Golden Dawn and the Brewers Knights or the Crimson Lane Kings, because I think I've done a what if before or something when he joined the Golden Dawn. And he won't join the Golden Dawn, says Yuno is there said. I won't join the Golden Dawn because my rival is there. Stan said, not the Blue Rust Knight is full of women. I won't have any men to talk to. Crimson Lion Kings, sorry but no. Said, I will joining the Silver Eagle. I said, it will be an honor to join the Silver Eagles. As Yuno said, wow. That's Celtic. Good choice. As now, Asta said, bye Yuno. In this what if, let's say that Nocel wouldn't look down on commoners at all. He'd actually respect them. Then when Ostis walked up and said, then he would ask, so what's up with your name? I never heard that before. Ostis said, well, it's kinda big, kinda hard to explain, but I'm actually nobility. I'm actually a royal from another country. I just was raised here, as my parents died in an attack to the kingdom. So I somehow ended up here. As now Oslo would appear, I said, oh yeah, then it's the, oh yeah, if you wait a minute, then it said, Oslo, come here. Oslo just appeared, said, then we opened then we telepathic talked to Lena, Bond said, goodbye. See you later. I say, bye, Asta. As they were still living near the dime, Hartkin's border, Nosal would ask, who is this? I said, oh, it's my guardian dog. He was the one that brought me to this place and made me safe. I said, oh, really? I said, yes, he is. Then Nosal said, guess I'll letting him live with you since he's kinda your pet. I said, yes, he kinda is. As they now flew to the Silver Eagle's hide, thing, as it was near the castle, really near. It actually was near the inside of the castle walls, inside a separate build. No, it wouldn't be inside the castle walls. It would be outside the castle, but like down the hill just there. As they then Ostrich flew there. As then Nosal will ask, so why does he never open your eyes? Asta said. Well, it's because of how they look. I don't want to show anyone how they look, and I prefer not to use those. As he would say, okay, but since I'm your captain, I then I said, since you're my captain, I guess I can show you, but I don't want you to tell anyone else about it. He said, of course. I said, well, I can only show you one eye because the other one I promised to never show anyone, unless I deemed it necessary. I said, okay, I can understand it. Thus then Asta would open his left eye. The soul would kind of thrown back by it as they were still flying. I said, wow. I said, yes. I looked at him and said, this is one of my eyes. I inherited apparently from my mother's magic. I don't know what magic was called. He lied. He lied and said, I don't know what my mother's magic was called, but apparently when she used her magic and got these wings, he got this eye, but I got his eye as birth. As for the other eye, apparently I inherited from my father, but I prefer not to show it. Because of the look on it. He said, okay, I promise I will never tell anyone about it. As so good. Then they flew there to base. As Asta got his robe directly, no Solden never would see him say, so this is the new recruit, huh? Why does he never open his eyes? As Nosal said. It's because of how they look, and so I have seen them. I can't tell you how they look. I promised him to not do that. But remark this: he doesn't need his eyes to see you. Asta would say, "Oh really?" Asta just managed to hide her mana. Asta would say, and they would just move around quietly. Asta said, "I can see you there." As he pointed directly at them, they were like, "What the?" Asta just walked on the stand on his back and just did something. Asta said, "I see exactly what you do. You're moving your arms, you have your arms out in like a crossover on your chest on that. How can you see behind us as well?" Asta said, as I said, I can just see I have great skills in my eyes since I almost never open a stone. So I had to develop another way to see people. Then I said, well, if that's everything you want to do now, I guess I'll be heading to Mir. Then asked him if he had a room already. He said yes. As he showed us to his room, I said, thank you, sir. Then I closed the door and that as Aslo was with him. As Solid and Neberlist asked Solid Nosal about the dog. They said that he's the one that was with Asta. He's the kind of Asta's guardian and all that. They asked, what do you mean guardian? He said, it's not my place to talk about it. You will have to ask Asta tomorrow. As I know about it, but I'm not allowed to tell anyone. He's the one you should ask about it. They decided to confront Asta about it tomorrow. Next morning, Asta woke up, was kind of hungry, walked down to the hallway, and let's see that he already wrote the letter and sent it to. And who wrote the letter? She sent it right through Oslo's mouth to Lena. She gave them one, as then herself send them other letters as they were meant to for Merlin and the salaries and a lot. As said it was see that Asta sent the letter to him, and it was at Lane's place. I just grabbed it, went there and just grabbed it as Merlin was just use her magic. Just Asta said, "Hey Merlin, are you here?" Said, "I hear you." I said, "Here." As he is told that the Blair as he has took it like paramedic and teleported to her and said, "Oh thank you." I said, "No problem." As they were just explaining kind of like that he joined the Silver Eagles because no one else just saw that new Dark Squad shows. They just watched the antics and see that they all got all hands, then just sever the connections towards Asta. All that as Asta wouldn't get the letters back, but I knew that I got the letters because he felt it. Then he just walked out of the place and just walked down to eat breakfast with Oslo as well. Let's say that Oslo was on his shoulder now. No, Oslo was still following like a good dog. As when he got to the dining hall, as he was on the salad and all that, Oslo just sit down by himself and ate some breakfast, bread and all that. Just kind of morning tired and all that, and just Nosal just woke up and said, "Good morning, Asta." I said, "Oh, good morning, Captain." As now, Nosal will be like, "Oh, so what you're doing today?" I said, "I don't know. Maybe do some trading." I said, Nosal said, "Yeah." Then I realized that I said, "Oh yeah." Then Nosal say, "Oh yeah, you have kind of a muscle exposed in clothes." I said, "Oh, so but I can't really just. It's actually this how I need to kind of look to get the most out of medic. As if I had no. He was like, well, sorry about that. This is kind of my favorite clothes. As he would kind of have clothes that just reveal his. It would have clothes like kind of looking like this. As it would just be a jacket, and he would have still pants and all that. Yes, but I would like a jacket that was around his. Kind of like the form of Melios the assault mode, except for he wouldn't have these like this that sticks out of his around this bodice kind of nail. I don't know what to call it. Just those four things sticks out really much. Without those, as he would have a leather jacket, no, a white jacket around him. So oh yeah, it's kind of the only thing clothes I really like. So oh yeah, some of the white Silver Eagles girls with the cedars kind of blush. Asta wouldn't really mind them at all. And actually, I won't make it so Asta won't be a pervert in this because he will kind of be disrespected than in the Silver Eagles a lot. So yeah, he won't be a pervert at all. And then Saul then never just come up to ask about his dog, and now they will ask, but who are you? Asta? I never heard of Farrowing before. So also say, well, it's because he would just explain everything. And let's say that he said, I don't want to explain to everyone later or sooner, as he asked us all if is ever a Silver Eagle here. To say yes. Astor said, great. Then just explained the let's say, the kind of walked up the next second stairs, as then just looked down and said, explained everything, that he was, who he was, that came from another kingdom, all that, as then we explained why Oslo was with him and all that. They'd be like, okay. They kind of understand as there was sense that Oslo is not lying about it. They kind of feel bad for him for not being, like, his family being annihilated. As no, they would feel bad for him that his family was annihilated and all that. Then realized, wait, he's royalty from the country. I said, well, I don't really care about my title anymore. Really. What matters is that I actually have a life. Still. I'm grateful for what my parents did for me, but I'm still kind of missing them. As his pen twist kind of move a little bit, but Asta would only ask would sense this, that it moved, so. Then they would ask about his pendant that he had around his neck. I said, well, I guess it's something about my royal symbol or something. I say, yeah, it's actually the royal symbols of my country, those 3 stars and all that. As I say, okay. They was kind of get back to eating now. Nebra and Solid say, oh, we didn't know about that. As they won't be as such a dickhead bitch as they are in canon, they'll actually be quite nice. Because I really hate those guys in canon. As well as, let's say that Noel actually learned to control a medic as she would just join the Silver Eagles. No, she won't do that. Actually, she would still be in the back post because I need it to for the plot. As now one day, after Asta did some training, he won't notice that the girls was spying on him. Nebra wouldn't do that at all. Actually, she won't, because I will never make a ship between him and Asta and Nebra, because I still hate Nebra, as she has changed her personality. There won't be any relationship between her and Asta. Asta would notice the girls, I said, and didn't really mind them at all. He just kinda let them have their time, less like watching Asta train. As when we stand there, we saw how big his muscle already got from some of the week's training. Then we still was up to us after us that take the bath and I showered and was ready and walked out the stairs and said, well, we got our first mission, Asta. I said, wow, what is it now? Really? And he said, well, as sketch said, well, it's not really a mission, it's more like a backup mission. They needed help in Salsa Village. I said, okay. Like Salsa Village, huh? It's kinda on the forest, the opposite side of the kingdom where I'm from. I said, wait, so you're from near the Heart Kingdom or something? I said, yes, I am. Let's say that Asta is from the south west part of the Clover Kingdom, so it probably be like literally the opposite side of the kingdom for him. So I don't know where that Salsa village is. And said, oh yeah, guess I'd be sending someone else with you. Said, Nebra, solid. They said, yes, yes, brother. Said, show us to Salsa village. On that rescue mission, they say, oh no, to the like help mission. I said, of course. They kinda didn't like to go there, but they would do it. But there was kind of sooner or later they have to accept it. As they did, and showed also there. And so then they see the fight. Asta said, So then let's say that when they flew there, they would be surprised. Asta, so where's your broom? Asta said, I don't need one. There's Asta said, you can fly ahead a little bit. I'll keep up with. I will come back to you just a minute later. As he grabs Oslo and said, Oslo, stay on a little back, would you? As he Oslo shrank down, sat on his solo. Then Oslo used his wings and sprout and fly back to them like in insane speed to say, oh, there you are. Then as flew as the surprised that, what's your medic? I said, I don't know what this medic is called. My grandma doesn't tell. I seem to want to tell anyone that it's called God medic, so he called I don't know what it's called. My grandma says it's called pure medic or something. They'll be like, okay. It's now when I arrived there, also to see that the Magna and Norbert that killed us never saw by cities too said, no, us that flew down insane speed. Then just cut it off with an arc and said, in the case the three people in the Arcus, one actually managed to escape us that. Now, we're about to kill fellow medic knights, even though they are from the filthy black balls. I can't forgive you for trying to kill innocent people as well in this village. And say, well, guess I'll be taking you to an interrogational place. No. As for, he said, guess I'll be keeping you in these arcs now. They said, Oslo, can you open a portal to an interrogation thing? I said, Oslo said, go open his mouth and shrink up from Oslo's shoulder and said, open his mouth. I said, good. Then he looked down and said, oh, hi, I see you saw some people there. Hey, I get some prisoners that needs to be interrogated. I always send them in one by one. Oh, make sure to block their medic. As soon as my trap spell is burst. I should dispel it. I'm like, okay, as they were really ready with medic nullifying things. Narasam said, oh yeah, the last one has some bomb in him or something. And it would be like a detonator that killed all three of them. As they were ready to remove it immediately, I said, okay, here it is. As then Asta said, well, I encased that bomb so you can have time to nullify it and all that. You can move freely in it, but the medic of the bomb won't work. Because my pure medic. Then Asta was close to part and say, well, now that's taken care of. As then say, how is everyone doing? They said, oh, We're okay. As this, then Oster saw the seafood was about to die. Oster runs towards him. As Solid and the Nebro just wonder what is he doing now? Don just used to stretch out his hands and just healed him with his pure magic. Then we surprised they, well, wait, he is healing magic, but wait, he isn't using his Grimoire even. As I prefer to not use it. As yeah. As with the heal the sea fella says, oh, thank you. I said, it's no problem. Are you okay now? Then we see Noel say, wow, you look kind of similar as that was his. Then Never and Solveig followed him and said, was just hugging Noel said, we've so weird, are you okay, Noel? She'd be like, yes, I'm okay. I should kind of be surprised that they were so nice because she didn't remember them so nice and all that. Then I said, well, do you remember those nights? They were so nice to me when I was in high school. Then Ebersol said, well, we wasn't before until we realized how that we were wrong to do what we did to Noel. We should have chained her. And so she could control the medic. We're sorry, Noel. He said, it's okay. Then Asta said, wait, so she ended up in a black box just because she couldn't control the medic, huh? He said, yes, nobody else wanted to train me or anything in my magic. As my brother, well, at least know that your brothers and sisters, as your older brother, it's Nacelle, told me why he sent you here. To the Black Bulls, it was to protect you. I said, what? I said, yes. I saw then the Never said, wait, Asta, that was only supposed to be known by the Silvas. I said, well, guess he trusted me. Then Noel would ask, who is he? As oh, I'm the newest recruit of the Silver Eagles. I'm Asta Fairy Wing. She would ask, well, that's an odd name. I said, yes. As then would say, I'm actually not from here. As I explained to her and Magna about it. As they say, okay. Then she would see the dog, so wait, who is he? Who is he now? She's asked, oh, and that's my guardian dog. He was the one who took me to the Clover Kingdom. She like, it's so kind of cute. I said, oh, you really? You can pet it if you want. She said, thank you. She just started to pet and scratch Oslo. Oslo would be like, huh, never thought of that before. I then Bristol would be relieved about it, and I said, well, guess we'll be leaving now. Then the chief would say, wait, Asta, here. As he gave Asta the stone, Asta, well, what is this? I said, it's a magic stone. It's my lucky stone, but you can have it now. I said, why, thank you. As he would just use it, put it on his pendant now. Like, no, he would have it like on, I don't know if he should put it on an earring or not. Let's just make it a pendant. As he would have two pendants now around his neck. As now they went back, Asta would have two pendants. He would just have a pendant with two gems or something on it. One of his royal heritage and the other one of the magic stone. And so when he got to base, he reported everything and looked at the sign and said, you made it just in time. Thank you, Asta, for saving my sister. I said, it's okay. It wasn't really, it was nothing really. Then the girls, Asta would be sworn by girls say, wow, Asta, you saved brother so Captain Nossal's sister? You must be pretty strong. I said, what? I said like, oh, I'm surrounded by girls now. What should I do? What should I do? What should I do? I said to her voice, a kind of girl would say, well, I guess you have to pick one of them. Asta really wanted to said, what should I pick? Then he saw someone that kind of was shy. Asterisk walked out of the group of guards and came up to her and asked, "What is her name?" Asterisk took out his hand and said, took her hand, kissed her and said, "So what's your name, Mali, young woman?" She said, "My name is," she would say, "What should I call her?" What should I call her? 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 I don't know what to call her. I just have to figure out a name now. Let's just call her Angela, as she would have kind of like a wind magic or something. No, would she? Yeah, she would have wind magic. Asta said, "Oh, your name's Angelica. Angela. No, let's call her Angelica." As I said, her name will be Angelica. She will have wind magic. As I said, that's a really angelic name. It almost sounds like an angel. He was just flirting around with her. She said, "Really?" I said, "Yes." As the girl be like, huh. So he shows her, huh? Maybe he has something for shy girls or something, maybe. But I wonder how can we win his heart now? As the voice in his head said, looks like the other girls ain't satisfied. Asta look at them say, yes, say, "Oh, they made my choice. Please just respect it." As they would kind of say, yes. As they would say, yes. Their foot his head like we're gonna respect that choice. Then I said, "I mean it." As he kind of looked at them and he still didn't open his eyes. As no Angelica would be curious, I say, "But why do you never open your eyes?" I said, "It's because of how they look. They look so different from a normal eye, so I don't want to show them." As then I heard the voice again said, "Well, you're not wrong." As I said, just confronted the voice later. As now he's contact with Angelica and said, "Well, so your name is," I said, as they continue talking, Angelica and Asta. The girls will just leave Asta now, as Marcelo will see that Asta was talking to a girl, or to say that maybe he's wanted to socialize with the group or something. As the next day, Asta will continue talking with Angelica, all that as they grew closer and closer. But Asta still talked to the others members as well, but he talked mostly to Angelica. As you probably have guessed it already, this is the new shipping here, Asta and Angelica. As I will do another what if later on with Mimosa and Asta, I just haven't planned it yet. As I then already done some shipping between Noel and Asta and that. As I already completed a series with Asta and Nero. So yeah. And this will be Asta and Angelica. As now, it will be where Asta is said, so then it will be like a day when I say that Asta and Angelica grew really close that Asta was about to ask her about to be her if she wanted to be his girlfriend or something later on. But it will be like 2 weeks later. Asta and Starburst walk up to Asta and said, "Asta, we found a new dungeon." I said, "Okay, so let me guess, I'm supposed to go there?" He said, "Yes, and you can choose 2 members to go with you." I said, well, I kind of want to choose Angelica. We are really close friends and all that. Then he said, who else should I pick? His guys wanted him to pick one of them. Last I knew, they said, I pick fix solid. No, I said, look at them and said, maybe I should pick solid. And I said, and he said, solid. I went, do you mind coming with me to the dungeon? He said, no, of course not, Asta. As every girl would understand that, yeah, they were probably kind of like brothers and so yeah, why wouldn't he pick him? Then Asta said, well, I picked my people there that wanted to go with me. As Nostalgia said, okay. As then, let's say that the Roger Dodger guy, you know who I mean, the portal thing guy, yes, that was there, open a portal to the dungeon. Yeah, and Nostalgia said, oh yeah, Asta. I said, yes. There were Golden Dawn members as there as well. I said, okay. As this went there now. As Angelica would say, wait, Asta, you haven't been here before, but are you sure that you can see her with your eyes closed? He said, yes, I can. I'm sure of that. As plot twist in this dungeon, Asta will have to open his eyes. Because yes, he will just open his left eye. Because right eye he will almost never open. But yes, Asta just open the door now and then he just kind of protects everyone and said, okay, so let me just do this quickly. I just throw small arcs at all the traps. Then it says, when the traps attack him, he says full counter. As he swings his sword and the attack just reflects back at the trap spells. As they get destroyed, as they wonder, what is this technique? I said, well, it's the technique my father apparently had. It's called full counter, as it reflects all damage that attacking him are physical as well as medical back at the user with multiple times his power, as can all go from 2 to 4. They'd be like, whoa, that's a pretty cool spell. I said yes. I just prefer never to use it. Because I don't know how powerful a medic spell could be, as I don't know how tough their defense could be, so I might end up killing by accident. And they will kind of understand and say, yeah, you're kind of right and all that. As this continue walking, then it was time for a plant to trap as this cut in half. Then Yun and Mimosa and then the Klaus would appear. Asta would say, oh, hi there, Yuno. As Yuno, let's see. Oh, hi there, Asta, so you were sent here too? Asta said, yes, I was. Then Klaus, oh, the Silvegas was here. As he would be disrespected them because they were Silver Eagles and were royalty and all that kinda. He saw it there and said, so, Solda, are you the leader here? He said, no, Asta is. As he would see the boy just didn't open his eyes. He said, so a blind kid is the leader here? I said, I'm not blind. As I can see, you have glasses as well. I can tell everything about your details. I can see how your Gumar is, how your stance is. Yun said, Asta, you don't need to overdo it now. Asta said, oh man, sorry about that, I just went kind of overboard, I think. Sandiaka would kind of laugh to herself about it a little bit. As Yun said to Klaus that he's not blind and you should probably not disrespect him or anything close to. He's extremely strong. In fact, he got all hands raised. Too. Asta said, oh yeah, I got a 4-leaf clover too. Or actually 2 4-leaf clovers that merged together. I don't know why I got a second one. I only have pure magic. Or so it's called pure magic actually. As plot twist, he won't use his demon power because of how they look. But he will have to use them at some point. Since he have to open his left eye in this what if video, he will have to kind of, well, let's just say in a later video, like part 2 when it comes out, he will have to use his demon powers as well. As now they will say, okay, as they said, well, then just walk together to the treasure hall. As now they was about to enter the treasure hall when Mars attacks. Asta goes in front, creates a clone that says full counter as he swings his sword. As the Miller attack is immediately got sent back at the Mars. As Mars said, what the? As he wasn't able to dispel it since it wasn't his magic anymore. Since Asta is reflected with using his magic, Mars got really bad hit as the armor is broke up. His giant armor is broke. As Klaus and Mimosa and Juno be surprised, what the? I said, oh yeah, this is a new technique I learned when I moved out from the orphanage, you know. I said, okay. No, seriously, this is a new technique I learned from my uncle. He knew my father. So Saul said, wait, I thought you're the last one of your country. You're the last royalty. Asta said, yes, but my uncle doesn't live there. He's live in another part of the world. I said, okay. Okay, as you say, I didn't want to question Asta. Then the fight started again with Asta against Mars. Asta would easily knock him out and then sit to territorial mind binding him. As Klaus did it immediately. As now for the dungeon and all that, they would Asta would break the door open. As now, as I said, Asta would break the door open. Then we must move out of the pile up all the trash, move the treasure into piles. Then just find the calling towards another room. As Anilka saw this, as he kind of followed Asta, then I said, wait here, Anilka, I can sense you following me. She said, okay. Then Asta just walked into a room. He saw like another sword, as it looked exactly like his. And it had the kind of symbol that was on us. That was an Asta sword as well. There's another sword, huh? Then he just grabs it and start to glow in these darkness things, but then I said, oh well, guess I'll start them a grimoire. In case this one breaks. So then walked out. No, he will have a scroll as well there, as he found it and he reads it and all that, as he was the only one to read it since it was the language of Britannia. Oh yeah, and the score was the parent. The score was inherit. This we all familiar the spirit it trapped in that scroll thing. Asta would read this and then he read it said then it was the text was appearing as the grimoire now. Asta didn't really mind it at all. Because the spell, let's say the spell moved to his darkened section of his grimoire, as the back of his grimoire was reserved for his demon powers. As when he walked out, Anilka asked what was that skull thing. I said, oh, nothing really, it just appeared in my grimoire now. She'd be like, okay, did you find something else? I said, oh yeah, I found another sword. As he pulled it out of there, and then he pulled it back now in his grimoire. But then he wasn't able to fast enough to create clones to full cover it, but Mars would just break free from Mars' spell as using his flame healing magic. As he said, crap, as he immediately grabbed Angelica and dodged. As let's say that Angelica actually got hit still, as she just fell to the ground now as just with a stabbing almost right through her vitals and not she would want dead. I said, she did what now? And she would start to be mad at him, say, you did what to her? To my closest friend? You hurt my closest friend? As the I think I was just getting mad now. As he repeated and said, you hurt my closest friend? You hurt my closest friend? I said, you're dead meat. I just pops his wing out, but no. We just didn't care about the color of it. I said, now you'll die of my pure magic. As he pops out his wings, as now he will have dark wings. Don't worry why, I said. If you wonder why my wings looks different, this is how they look when I'm pissed. Actually, he was using his normal wings. Actually, I don't want him to use his demonic wings. Demonic angel wings. Yet, at least. Then was say, "You're dead meat," Assist said, "Ark." Assist broke one of the armor's legs, as he must have tried to repair it, but it didn't work. I said, "That won't work. I blocked the magic from that part of your armor now." As he broke one of the arms, and all that, as he would say, "What the?" Mor's armor was started to fall down, as Morse immediately created a new one, with shields to block Asta's arc attacks. Thomas was mad as he saw that his other friends were Sol would get hurt and not Klaus and Mimosa and Juno would also get hurt a little bit, but then saw Angelica was dying and said, "I have to finish off so I can heal her. I have to finish off quickly now." Dennis begins to scream and said, "Yo, pay!" As he started to scream and roar, kind of like then would say, then would stop screaming, then they was asked to just open his eyes. One of his eye. His left eye, then just looked at the guy and said, "You're dead now, Mars, Diamond Mage." He took out the sword and released his clones. And let's say that he creates like 9 clones, he can create more than Meliodas does. Can. And then when Mars first harps at him, he said, "Full counter." As then they smash about full counter all the time. Then Asta disperses his clones and goes behind the Mars said, "You're dead now." As literally stabs Mars and knocks him out. As said, "You're dead." As he said, he's about to kill him. No, he wasn't about to kill him, he was trapped him in arc, and so his wounds won't heal at all. As he made the wounds the kind of like, it won't be fatal wounds, but it will pain him forever. I said, "Curse of pain." I said, "Arc. Pure arc magic. Curse of pain." As then when Mars was kind of screaming pain and all that, as just kick him down to the hermit's mug and said, "Run now." As he said, "Oh yeah, I'll take in the treasure from you that you have now." As they be like, "Uh-oh, he sees us now." Just drop the treasure as Saul and the others just see that treasure is falling down from nowhere. Donald said, "Now run." As he kicks Mars right towards them. Say, "Run," before you get him, before it says to kick your ass. They're like, "Oh, yes, sir." As they immediately fly away. Snow asked when they were gone, Asta immediately ran to Angelica and started to heal her. Then she like, then said, Asta, your eye." I said, "I don't care." I said, "I don't care anymore." Nicholas don't sees it, but it was smart to know that you were okay. I said then when she was healed, Asta was hugging, said, "I was so weird that you would die." Like, "It's okay, Asta." As then Asta released the others from their medic as they would see Asta's eye now. They were like, "What?" I said, "This is why I don't want anyone to see my eye. This is how my eye looks. As the other eye, I can't show you at all. I don't really know what to show that, except even worse than this." They'd be like, "No, it's not bad, it's just cool, kind of." I said, "What do you think? You mean it's cool?" I said, "Yeah." I would say, "Yes, it's kind of cool, kind of pretty, something and calming." I said, That's new, I heard that." I said, "Yeah, maybe it's because from medic." I thought that maybe it's his god medic or something. He heard a voice again said, "Yes, that's why." Ostes said at this point that, "I don't know who you are, but I'll talk to you later." The voice would say, "Of course. Of course you want to talk to me. And I want to talk to you in person soon." Later, Aston Asta was taking no help and Yelka up and said, then Arsene said, "Well, looks like we got all the treasure here." As Yun will still get the wind spirit, everyone was escape now. And it said that after like 2 weeks or a month, Asta would release the curse of pain on Mars. Oswald still kind of scream and feel the pain. As for a month, was they wondering what did that kid do? As then suddenly disappeared, us text would appear like around around the scars of his would say, "Next time you get into our Clover Kingdom, I will inflict you all on with it." They'd be like, "Whoa, that kid got some range of his magic." Then we also where the letter said, other thing is, "If you ever dare to hurt one of my friends again, you're dead meat. This time I will make the curse of pain even more painful." They'd be like, "Whoa, curse of pain. Crap, that kid is strong." Then us just didn't talk to him, write anything on their that boys that Marcel's body again. Because he decided to leave him alone now. When he got back, us said, "Oh well." They reported to Nosal about it. Said, "Oh yeah, in 1 week the Wisconsin was his report as well." Also said, "Okay, if you excuse me, I have to do something first." CS walks to his room now, so he's still away, and then just concentrates on talking to. No, he said he would ask Oslo if he can open a portal to somewhere there no one else can hear him. As Oslo say, of course. Oh, no, what is his language? Wolf, wolf. Oslo walks for the portal now, sits and concentrates. Said, "Hey, who are you, really? And why do you sound like so familiar and nostalgic? Why do I feel so? Why do I feel so familiar present for me? And why do I feel so nostalgic?" She would then an image would appear for him and said, "Well, it's because I'm your mother." I said, "Wait, what? How are you in my head?" She said, "I'm not in your head. Look at your pendant." As Asta looked at it, said that it was glowing. Then he saw something moving in there. Said, "Wait, but how are you trapped in there?" She said, "Well, it was the only way to save me, frankly, from that time when everyone else died." As Dempsey kind of cried, "Even Meliodas died." Then Asta Screamord would react and said, "I'm not dead. I'm not dead." No, he would say that yes. Asta said, "Yes, I'm sorry, but we still have been able to find his reincarnation." She said, "Yes. I wonder if he survived this." Asta said, "I know that he did. I just know it. I can feel it." Ned said, "Yeah, it's better to keep up the hope than just to give up." And Stan asked to say, "Wait, there's something weird with this presence." As he opened his grimoire, said, "This presence, I just felt something from it. The grimoire is so familiar and nostalgic. Kind of reminds me of Uncle Celery's." She was like, "What?" I said, "Yes." And then I opened the side page where the spell was. As I read it out loud, I said, "Execute the spell." As now Meliodas would kind of appear in that cell. I said, he would say, "Yo." I said, "Whoa." I kind of backed down and said, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, whoa. So let me guess here. You are my father, but how the hell are you trapped in that scroll?" As Melody said, long story short, my reincarnation got somehow intercepted by some of mages from this kingdom, were using soul medic or something. So I got trapped in this place. So I said, "Well, okay." Then Elizabeth started to cry in his Asta's head as Melody said, "Whoa, so where is she?" I said, point at his pen and say, "In here." I'm like, "Oh." I just took a look and was about to rip it off as a sneak. I said, "No, we're not gonna let you rip one pendant off. You can just look at it." So as Millis would kind of look at the intense say, "I don't see anyone in there. I just see something floating around there." I said, "What do you mean don't see anyone there? Why do you want to see someone but why do you want to see someone in there?" I said, "Nothing really." Then Elizabeth West said, tell Asa privately said, "Your dad is a pervert." I said, "Well, wait, what?" Mr. looked at Maria and said, "You fucking pervert. You wanted to see her butt naked, didn't you?" I said, "Yeah, kinda." I said, "That's why I gotta beat you up." I said, "Yes, this is the god power now." I said, Asta still, oh yeah, he was just open his eyes. He still has his left eye open, all that. It's well open it all the time, even when he slept. To freak people out. Then Mother said, so why don't you use your demon powers? I said, I guess you haven't been in my grammar for too long, but I guess my mother knows why. She will explain to Melios why, about that he's in a squad and if he uses demon power he will be accused for being a devil or something. And he doesn't want to make everyone scared of him. That's why he only uses god powers. Melios said, well. Sam said, looks like you still mastered all of your abilities. I said, yes. Then I said, disappear. Dispel. I said, dispel the Amelia the spell. As Minerals will still be able to talk to him from the green. I said, why do you do that, kid? I said, well, it's time because I need to go back to the hideout now. As he was it's kind of crying, said, I'm glad I met you both. At least I know that you're not dead. It's not serious for the sense that Meliodas was free and just disappeared again around near Asta, so he just appeared there. I said, wait, Asta? I said, yes, what is it, uncle? He said, well, I sense your father's presence right here. I said, oh yeah, but then said, oh yeah, since you still sense your mother's presence here. Asta said, oh yeah, she's in this planet, apparently. She's trapped here. I said, oh, hi, Celeris. Seriously, wait, Elizabeth's trapped in there? As then Gelda would appear now as well. I said, oh, hi, Elizabeth. Oh, hi, Gelda. Then I said, oh yeah, but my father, he said, execute. No, he said, cast the spell. I see Meadows would appear, said, yo, what's up, Celeris? Meadows would be behind Celeris, said, what the, how did he appear? I said, oh yeah, he's trapped in my grimoire now. First he was trapped in a skull, then he was trapped in a grimoire, now he can disappear and appear every time he wants. As I said, wow, as he was about to talk to Meliodas, but as said this spell, as he's kind of left at Cersei, too slow. As said, say, god damn it, you're just like a fucking father now. As Gilda and Elizabeth kind of laugh hard about this, so. And I said, well, guess I gotta be going now, bye. I said to Oslo, told Oslo to open a portal. Oslo sort of in there, said, bye, uncle. As he walked in, as he got into his room now, as right when he got back, then he heard a knock on his door and his opened and he said, welcome in. As it was Nocelle who had asked, so Asta, I sensed that your magic was kind of fading, disappearing all. So what did you do? I said, oh, I opened a portal to visit my uncles and aunts. I said, okay. I was wondering why it disappeared and was about to walk out. As when he walked out, he saw Anjelka and said, oh, I'll leave you two alone now. As he knew about their kind of something, they were really close friends and all that. Whoa, Anjelka kind of got a little bit red, but he hid it with his gun powers. As he was still his gun high open. She's like, yes, I was about to ask about your eye. As I said before, it's my mother's eye. From when she uses Nordic to get this eye, but I was born with it. Let's say that Elizabeth could actually sever the connection between her and Asta now, so she will still disappear now. Kind of like this, not disappear, she will just rest in the what's it called now? What is it called? What's it called? It's called that. You know what I'm thinking of. It's the yeah, she would just disappear in his pendant and all that, so she wouldn't be able to watch him or anything. Then she would they would talk again, as to sit down his bed, she would sit right next to him. Also would have closed his door already, as make sure that no one else was there. Then he would ask her, Angelica, can I ask you something? She said, yes. I said, do you mind being my girlfriend? She said, what? I said, should we surprise that because this comes so sudden? I said, yeah, do you want to be my girlfriend? She responded, say, of course. I said, good. As he just hugged her, but instead of hugging him back, she just kissed her on his cheek as to be read his face. Whoa. Then I said, let's say that Asta was, as Elizabeth could disconnect between Asta and Elizabeth now, but Asta was the one to switch it on, as Elizabeth taught him how to do that. Asta did it immediately, and then Elizabeth just said, congratulations, son, you got a girlfriend now. Yes, don't be act like your dad. I said, why would I? Just hate that thing. Yes, disrespecting ladies, even though you're his wife or anything. He still disrespects people ladies when he does that. As well as would kind of say to us, does it? Shut it, kid. Us in his mindset, us would say, shut it or I'll rip off your page. As Millers didn't know that he couldn't do that, but he thought that okay, I should probably shut up because I think he means it now. Then Astes comes back to Lily. She asks, what did you do? I said, oh, I just kind of thought of something I could spaced out. She's like, okay. Astes noticed, hug each other and all that. Astes fell down on bed as lying down as Angelica was kind of lay next to him and so. Then I said, heard another knocking on the door. I said, hide. And then I said, I then opened the door and looked, and then this time it was Saul who said, oh yeah, I heard a voice, Asta. Do you mind trading with me? I said, oh, of course not. Then I made a kind of handstand to Angelica to just follow him slowly. I then walked out of the door. I just waited until Angelica was there to close the door. It seemed like I kind of hide now between the walls and see it fall down. Then I was going to say, oh, then he would have tried to make a sound with his hand that she could just kind of act like she just came up from the stairs there. And she would say, oh, there you are, Angel. Oh, hi, Angelica. I said, oh, hi, Asta. As they acted out, as Solid said, oh, hi, Angelica. I said, oh, hi, Solid. And so he would clearly sense that heard the difference between her voices to them. But he realized that, yeah, they were real close friends and all that, so that's what explained everything. But when Asta and Angelica got closer, Asta just kissed her on the cheek and said, so how are you doing? I started to, what the? I said, oh yeah, I forgot to tell you, we're a couple now. I said, but, yeah, I see that now. Should I leave you alone? I said, no, we should still go to training now. I was told to say, okay. I said, I'm just gonna watch here. I just say, okay. Elizabeth was talking to me and said, oh yeah, what was your last name that you made? Fairway? Good choice. And neither me or my leaders had a last name, so guess we'll be taking that name up now. I said, oh. I just know that you didn't have one, since you were royalty or that from Leones. So they said, like, yes, I was always called a prince for Prince of Leones, so I said, oh, guess you're the princess, the queen of Elizabeth, Queen Elizabeth the Fairwing of Leones now. As then they was trained out with their medic, Saul said, good, Asta, you're really strong. I said, yes. So then Saul asked about his eye. I said, that eye, is it? I said, yes, it really is from my mother's medic. I inherited all my mother's medic. As for the other eye, I don't want to show you. Let's say that I inherited from my father. No, let's say that I don't want to use my right eye. Because it's kind of dangerous to use it for me. Starts with this guy say, okay. He would just let Asta be about that. They decide to just ask Asta about questions about it anymore. As now, Asta would just say, "Oh well, guess we're done here." As Asta would have taken his sword now, as they had a sparring match. Asta would take his sword right to Solid's chest and say, "I win." Solid said, "I yield." As now understood what Sid said, "Whoa, Asta, new record, right?" I said, "Yeah, about 5 seconds earlier than before." As now said, "So do you want sparring against me?" I said, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, I'm way out of your league." And Solid said, "I don't think so, Asta, since you beat my second brother in like 18 seconds. No, 20, no, 35 seconds. I guess you're pretty big and pretty much in my league now." I said, "Okay. Yeah, but just to make sure, please just hold back so I know that I'm to be sure." As he would say, "Yes, of course, but if I notice that you actually can handle my power, I will release all of it." I said, "Okay." As it shows off, Asta actually will be able to withstand his power, as Asta still, as then Asta uses his arc now around himself to protect himself. Then he'll say, as now the bright light from the sky would appear, going down to Asta. Asta would be like, "What the?" As it would land on his shoulder, this would be a spirit. Asta would get the god spirit called Gabriel. Yes, no, I want to make it a girl. Maybe I should call her. I don't know what to call her. Let's no, actually, let's maybe make it no, hold on. As, as for when the arc disappeared, most would just see like a little girl just sitting on his shoulder with angel wings on angel clothes on. So, who might you be? Then Annie was kind of John said, "Oh, so long time since I was awake now." Let's look at her and say, "Oh, who are you?" And she kind of looked confused and said, "Oh, I'm your spirit now." I said, "What? My spirit? My spirit? What now?" "Oh, I'm your angel spirit. Also, I have your god magic, pure magic." She said, because she knew that Asta didn't want to reveal that is called his god magic, so she said, "I'm the angel spirit of pureness." As she will also be called the pure angel spirit Lane. I said, "Oh, seriously, we call this pure angel spirit." I said, "So do you have a name?" She said, "No." I said, "Well, let's just call you Lane." She said, "Oh, that's a wonderful name. I really like it." I said, "Oh, good, because I was gonna call you that no matter what. I can't figure out a better name or anything." As Angelica would say, "Well, that's a wonderful name, Asta." I said, "You think so, honey?" She said, "Yes, it is." I said, "Good." Then Asta said, "Let's continue our sparring match." As then she asked Glenn if, "Leon, I don't want to use American this so in the sparring match, so because I need to train a lot more before I want to use your spirit medic." She would answer, said, "Yes." As then said, "Continue the sparring match, then I can start to train." Then Nasser said, "Congratulations, Asta, you gained your own spirit, huh? I thought only the great, like the four elements would get it." Then the angel spirit was looking to say, "Oh yeah, I didn't tell you, I'm one above those spirits. I'm of the pure magic, since that's the above of the four great spirits, and kind of like they're like the oldest, kind of like, not their mother, but no, they won't be related at all, but I'm kind of like the superior, a superior spirit system of the pure magic type." I sort of say, "Okay." As for I don't know how to explain, but yeah, what should I say? What should I say now? Um, They would continue the sparring match. I said, okay, so I guess I can survive your attacks when you grow full power. So yeah. Then said, oh well, let's just end this. Here's just a win. He's pure medic test below you to get his wings on arrest. Below a heavy wind towards the assault side. Said, woof. Got some nice moves. Then, as soon as he said that, I said, well, guess I win now. As he noticed, realized, oh shit, he has a bleeder on his neck now. Oh crap, I'm dead. I said, they was fun, Captain. No, Sarah said, well, it looks like you're stronger than me now, Asta. Do you want to be the captain now? Asta said, no way in hell, not yet. You know, I haven't been here for a long at all. It's just like 2 months or something. It's not very old. Then let's look at the spirit, the wind spirit, and no, the pure medic spirit and the angel guy. So, then also would appear to congratulate us as the pure medic spirit was actually understand what the us said as kind of talked back like but in her woof buckle. So as us can answer us wait. Well, hold on a minute. I don't know that you could talk Oslo's language, Oslo's tongue, pure Lin. I said, oh, I can talk his magic. Says, she was look at us that said, since you know why, who he is and all that. I said, oh, okay, I understand now. As the pure medic or slash the god medic could actually understand all the language and talk to them in their native language. So I said, so can you teach me like how to talk in it? And so she said, you already can. You just need to think of what you say and then just make the dog noises. I said, oh wait, is that easy? I said, let's laugh. Wolf and say yes. I said, Let us try to say. So he thought about saying hello to Oslo. Oslo say hello. As he say, that's it, right? Oslo say yes. You have great talent for this already. I said, nice. Oslo say, okay, Asta, so you can talk dog now? I said, yes, I can talk dog. And Jack would kind of laugh and say, it's kind of fun to call it dog. I said, yeah, I don't know what else to call the language. As this is where I will be ending this What If, part 1 of a remake of What If Asta had full counter. I know you guys actually enjoyed the first part, but I did this part because I wanted to do a remake and it's easier to continue now. As well as remember to click that like button if you do enjoy, and please consider subscribing. It helps me out a lot, and it's completely free. You can always change your mind about it. Yeah, stay safe. Peace out. Oh yeah, don't forget to tell me in the comment section below what you thought of my What If now. Stay safe. Peace out.